engineering. So this was an application for the widening and lengthening of the existing airstrip at the Assomption.
Thank you. So what happened? What can you glean from the records of what happened after the application was made?
Okay, so after the application was submitted, since it was only for the widening and lengthening of the existing airstrip, so it was decided that it was going to be a Class 2 assessment. And Class 2 assessments are usually conducted by the ministry. And
who made the decision that because it only concerned the widening and lengthening, it only required Class 2?
Well, I cannot tell you exactly who made the decision, but all I can say is that usually when I've checked the records, similar applications are, especially on outer islands, are Class 2. So that is all I can say.
There was nothing on file to show that this concerned an environment that was sensitive in the sense of...
What happened was that once the application was received, it was circulated within ministry. And I do have on record comments received from the section responsible for biodiversity conservation and management.
Yes, this is what I'm interested in.
Yes, that spoke about the island's sensitive nature. It spoke about the species, and the relevant section did give its conditions based on this.
Can you tell us what the conditions were, please?
Okay, so the condition was then inserted on the environment authorization itself. So it does say, condition 1, a biodiversity assessment has to be undertaken and submitted to Environment Department prior to commencement of any construction on the island. Number 2, a list of vegetation to be removed to be provided. 3, any native plants to be affected by the development should be translocated prior to any construction activities. A map. Condition 7, a map showing sensitive areas such as nesting sites for seabirds to be provided. So on it all, these were the conditions. These were not all the conditions, but these were the conditions.
Was there anything mentioned about land tortoises on this?
No.
Okay.
Not specifically.
Okay. The fauna was mentioned. The fauna being
because it would, I suppose, be covered in the biodiversity assessment that was requested, which was the first condition.
Okay. Do you know if these assessments were then submitted to the
We have no records of any of these assessments being submitted.
Okay. Do you know whether the concern was raised that the conditions had not been met?
There's also no records.
There's nothing on it.
Yes.
To your knowledge, were any concerns raised?
There were, and it was through the letter, because we do send, like I told you before, the application for comments to the section responsible for biodiversity, and these were the concerns raised was in the comments that they submitted that was later put into conditions of the EA, of the environment authorization.
Okay, but there was never a biodiversity report communicated back to your department?
No records of it, unfortunately.
Thank you. Okay, we know there's Class 1 and there's Class 2 environmental impact assessments. Could you tell us how those are normally conducted? What is the difference between them and how they're conducted?
Yes. For Class 1, because the Environment Protection Act provides for Class 1 and Class 2. For Class 1, these are prescribed in the Environment Protection Impact Assessment Regulations of 1996. So there's a list of prescribed project developments and activities that automatically has to be subjected to class 1 assessment. So it's clear. So any other development project or activity, therefore, this is determined by the ministry. So the ministry can determine. If it's not on the list, on the prescribed list, the ministry can determine.
Okay, and this is what you did in this case for the class 2. You determined the conditions for the
Yes.
environmental impact assessment.
But actually, if you would go to the prescribed list and project, the construction of airfields, aviation strips, and landing grounds is subject to EIA class 1. But in this case, it was already constructed and it was seen as an extension of it. So this is why what I have on file that the EIA class
what
2.
I want to find out from you is when the application was made, was there an indication of what the length or the width of the runway was going to be?
It was on the plan itself.
Yes.
Yes.
And did anybody check whether that was complied with?
It would have been the person assigned with the assessment.
Do you know whether it was done?
No, I
There's
do not.
nothing on record that it was done.
Unfortunately, I'm assuming it should have been done because that's the only way then the conditions and the environment authorization would be issued with the conditions.
Okay.
So a thorough assessment would have been undertaken.
But there is no record of it.
But the fact that there are conditions to it, it's assumed that it was everything, because I have every.
But in your department, there isn't a report, that the biodiversity report.
No, unfortunately, no. No
so
report.
there isn't. Do you know who the signatory is to the conditions there? Who wrote in the conditions? Or who signed
The
it?
EA, the environmental authorization, was signed by the former PS, which is Mr. Denis Matachiken.
Okay, and did you have diagrams attached to it for the runway?
No. These are submitted through the documents submitted through planning application. So they submit the whole file comprising of all the drawings, the site plans, everything that has to do with the application. But when we issue the environmental authorization, it's in a set form with attached conditions, and that's it.
Okay. You've seen the photographs of the runway, have you?
I have.
Yeah. So now, occupying that post, the fact that the runway runs from one side of the island to the other, and yeah, I'll just put it on for you. Okay. So you can see the original runway, and you can see the existing runway. I think the concerns that were raised by the environmentalists is there's a significant obstruction now for the land tortoises to go across, because there was nothing in the construction of the runway that permitted underground crossings for the tortoises. Would that be something, if this was now applied for, would you raise concerns about that? Would that
Definitely.
It would be a condition that would be put?
Definitely. And I think now, because of what is happening, there are many lessons learned, and things are done differently.
So you would be confident that going forward this would never happen again? It would be checked? And
It would be, definitely.
Okay. In your role there now, do you think there is anything that can be done to mitigate the difficulties now, or is it too late?
Right now, I'm not in a position to actually say that. We would have to go on ground and assess, and then come out with recommendation whether or not anything can be done at this point.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your help. You've been most helpful. And the documents that you have, if you could let us have it.
Yes.
We are going to mark it as Sharon Jerry M17. M16, sorry.
And can we get an indication with the marking out the territory?
Yes, can we also get the planning application that you mentioned,
Yes.
where it was marked out? Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
I can send you via email, or I can give you these ones
These
that I
ones,
have
they-
written on some,
It's
some
okay,
notes
they,
also.
they copies, are they?
They are
You have
copies,
originals.
yes.
Okay, we'll just take the copies
yes.
from you. Thank you.
Yeah. It's everything.
Thank you. You may leave.
Okay,
Thank you. It's okay. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Thank you, Miss Jerry. Bye bye. Thank you. Thank you. We'll just check if Cyril is outside. We'll just check to see if our next witness is ready. Yeah. Okay. We live? Are we live?
Yes, we're live.
We live. We live. We live.